I'm here with Tommy TAKK from TAKK Enterprises, a highly sought after luxury builder out of Toms River who builds in Ocean and Monmouth County.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. So, I wanted to, talk with you about what you're seeing out there as a builder, right? Because we first met at a broker's open
We did.
and we had been discussing, you had shared with me that there were properties that were total knockdowns that you were losing out on to other cash buyer builders.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, well, when they went higher, those numbers don't make sense.
They don't. And we kept going up in price and going up in price, and we were getting outbid, sometimes by $100,000. And it didn't really add up to us. We're running our numbers and we're saying, wow, someone's buying the property for another 100,000 more than we wanted to spend. So we're checking our numbers, we're looking over everything, but that's what's happening. It's just happening right now.
And why do you think that is, that builders are, is it just the forecast, or builders just seeing how much craziness is coming to the area and want a piece of it?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's craziness as much as they're looking at the future and saying, look, I'm going to buy this property for 100,000 more than it's worth today, and I'm going to grow into that resale value a year from now, right? It's going to take about a year to build a custom home,
Right.
4,000 square feet. By the time you get permitted and you build the house, you're 12 months down the road. So I think a lot of builders and homeowners too, when they're buying the property and building a house for themselves, I think they're taking that into consideration. So equity appreciation over the short term, which we haven't ever seen before.
Interesting you say that, because when I bought my house, I bought it new construction.
Okay.
I closed on it in 2024, and I was like, all right, I have a year until it's done, and it's going to be worth that much more by the time I even close.
That's right.
And so, yeah, that's true. Like, that's how I saw it as a buyer for my own home. I'm like, this will be even
So
more
you
worth.
thought about that.
Yeah.
I think builders, investors, we're certainly, when we're pricing or when we're coming up with our offer price, I mean, you and I have done business together, right? We're in a deal right now. We're anticipating that growth. We're confident in that growth too. We know that that's going to happen because that's what the data is showing us. And I don't think it's going to cool off. It's a little bit of a weird place, kind of an unknown, but I think the trajectory is going forward.
It is going forward. I just got wind that a house in Little Silver went 1.4 million over asking. It hasn't closed yet. It's under contract.
Over ask?
Wild.
I've never heard of such a thing.
No.
I
No.
mean,
I think years ago there was one, like during COVID, there was one that won $1 million over asking in Rumson. But to hear 1.4 is like,
is it now? Is that an investor or is that an end user?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm not on that deal. I just heard the rumor flying around
yeah,
the other day. So, and it's interesting, right? Because I'll get calls from buyers looking for new construction or whatever. And sometimes the first thing they say is, oh, well, this builder bought the house for $500,000 and he's selling it for $1 million. He's making $500,000. What's the reality of that? Because now that I know more, I know that a 500 purchase and $1 million resale really, after all is said and done, isn't a lot.
I could tell you we're not making $500,000. I wish it was that easy, but by the time you build the house, you don't only have your hard costs, which are the construction costs, but you have soft costs. You have your carrying costs, right? Money's not free. It costs us money to borrow. So I wish it was that simple. I wish the spreads were that great, but even on the prices that are going up or the properties that we're bidding higher on, we're not necessarily seeing that in the overall return. We just want to be in the game. Our spreads are the same. It's just we're paying a lot more for these properties. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. When you walk into a house that you think is like completely disgusting, most people see just a lot of work, right? Like the end user buyer. What do you see when you walk in a home that most people would not want to live in?
That's a good question. I see opportunity. If it's really, really bad, and we know that an end user's probably not going to be involved in this deal, it limits our competition. So that's the first thing we see. There isn't anything that we can't fix up or renovate. So yeah, it's really you're seeing opportunity where other people are saying, "Ooh, this might be a little bit too much for me," especially an end user who doesn't
Yeah.
want to get into such a detailed or a real deep, lengthy renovation.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you're walking through, like you're seeing the opportunity in the numbers, but are you also like envisioning exactly what you want to put in that house and how you want to make it?
Yes and no. We kind of know what people are looking for,
Mm-hmm.
what buyers are looking for. So, yeah, a lot of times it's, we're getting rid of all the interior walls, we're putting a second story. So there's a little bit of a roadmap, but each house is unique, each property is unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when I met you guys at your broker's open, your that house was really detailed, and that there was that downstairs bathroom. It almost seemed like a passion project. It looked like a speakeasy bathroom. It was really awesome. So
It
you,
was a passion project.
yeah,
It was.
yes,
Thanks for noticing.
of course.
Yeah.
But it's from the shelving to the lighting to the tiles. There was a lot more detail than I see in typical new builds where every wall is white, every cabinet is that like sandy brown color, and there's brushed bronze finishes. Could you share a little bit about how you come up with those ideas or why you choose to build that way? Is that like a signature statement for you, or do you just like really putting the passion behind the build?
Well, yeah, thanks for noticing, really, because, and I think a lot of people do too, but where I come from is like, I really love what I do. And I, I would hate to do a house and just say, okay, make it, and I get it. Like most builders are just like, paint the walls white, let the buyer do what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to deliver a little bit more than that. I've always wanted that. So I'm extremely passionate about doing different things in a house. I always ask my wife too, like, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? She has great taste and she helps me with it. And I like going off the beaten path a little bit
Mm-hmm.
with our passion projects.
Okay.
So that's where the black bathroom came in.
Nice.
And then I had help from people who, like the countertop company that we work with. They said, why don't you do a fluted, built up countertop, which added a little more character in that bathroom.
Yeah.
So, but I like building that way. And I kind of enjoy the designing part of it too, picking out tile and colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so you can tap into the artistic side.
Yes.
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 Yeah. Because to build, you have to be a good businessman, right? That's like super operational. But to have the
Yeah.
vision,
And you have to be careful, right? You can't go too far off because you have to still try to appeal to the masses.
right?
So it's like, okay, how far do I want to take this design or that design? I was a little worried with that black bathroom, but my gut was telling me, you know what? Somebody's going to fall in love with this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know they are.
Yeah. And
And
color washing is huge now. So having like that moody powder, I think that's a full bath. But like having at least one moody bathroom in the house, I feel like is a big selling point right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think my wife would agree too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just did my one powder room and color washed and smoked oyster. It's a new color this
Is
year.
that a dark color?
It's a dark, like smoky purple. It sounds kind of
Ooh.
weird, but
Ooh.
it's not. It's swanky.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to check it out.
I'll send a pic.
All right, cool.
Um, we have a deal right now in Monmouth County together.
We do.
And I'm curious because Ocean County and Monmouth County are very different from each other.
They are.
What do you notice in the difference between Ocean and Monmouth County as a builder?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Price for one, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know, like the prices in Monmouth County are going to be much greater than they are in Ocean County. Um, what I do like about Monmouth County is that we could put a little bit more into our projects, meaning we can invest a little bit more and probably get a little bit more on the back end
Mm-hmm.
because you have buyers that have money that they if they want something they're gonna buy it, they're gonna pay for it. So even if it's 50,000 or 100,000 over, say, like what the market is, they might want that particular property because we designed it well, we built it well, and we threw in some bells and whistles, right? That
Yeah.
other houses don't have. So that's, I think, the biggest thing I would say between Ocean and Monmouth County.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that I mean, I just do Monmouth now. And then we have our team that covers, Middlesex down to Ocean and Burlington and everywhere else. But a big difference or a big thing that I notice with my buyers in Monmouth County is they have a lot of money and they'll just pay for what they want. Like there's no back and forth, hemming and hawing. Like if they see something that they want, they buy it. There's no questions asked, and that's it. It's almost easier.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, it lets us as builders and designers, if you will, we're not interior designers and we never want to give that impression, but we do like the artsy side of it. So it allows us to be a little more creative and put a little bit more into our properties, which we're always very proud of. So
Yeah.
yeah, and we're not just, our company, you have to understand it. We come from a place where we really work for the end user. The investment side is a very small side of our business. So
Mhm.
we're very customer oriented. Um, so we look at it that way too. Like, hey, there's going to be a potential customer buying our home too, right? So we try to make it really nice. We try to put in that tack touch.
What's one of your biggest lessons you learned building? Like a
We don't have
crazy
enough
one.
time.
Well, maybe something like just crazy that happened, totally unexpected, and you were like, "What the hell happened?"
you, when you, I, I mean, that's a tough question. I'd have to think about that. But when you get into a project and you're like, what did we get into?
Uh-huh.
What like an investment, you're like, holy cow, this is a lot more than we anticipated, which happens quite a bit in our projects. So when, to your point before, when you were saying, yeah, people think like, hey, you buy a house for 500, you sell it for $1 million, and you make
Mhm.
$500,000. Now, and a lot of the projects that, you come across walls that are termite ridden or rotted, and you open this up and you open that up and you realize, holy cow, this is a lot more than we anticipated. Like 1207, we weren't going to do the retaining wall, and then we decided to do the floor in the garage, and we didn't even know when we were filing for permits. They made us do a underground recharge system that cost us like $15,000. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's pretty much, I guess I can't point to one particular thing, but there's always surprises on
Yeah.
every single
You're learning
project.
something new
Every
every build. You're
every build.
you're learning
Yeah, a little
something
bit
new.
different too. Yeah.
That makes sense. And working with different townships, there's always little surprises there. Even as a realtor, I mean, there's something new. They made a new ordinance. There's a new CO checklist, right? And we're like, oh, I had no idea about that. So you're constantly just learning through the process.
We are. Yeah, and that's a good point. The townships are trying to keep up with the influx of people that are moving
Hmm.
into our community, right? So you get, the population is growing, and the townships are trying to put, different rules and regs and ordinances in place that make it, you know, good for the township, but
Right.
harder to work, as a builder or as a realtor. So yeah, we
Hmm.
have to always check on what the new requirements are.
And what's interesting about this area, and I would love to hear your opinion, is that this Monmouth County has always been nice, but it really built up a lot more over the last 25 years. So there's a lot of 25-year-old homes. And then once you're getting, like, that's West Monmouth, once you're getting into East Monmouth, some homes are 100 plus years old. But now more than ever, it seems there's a huge influx of builders coming in, and a lot of people, whether they pass away or they go into a nursing home, like
Yeah.
little grandma's house, I always call them,
Yep.
there's more available now to take and to build. I think more than there were in previous years, because you don't see a ton of new construction in this area, but you do. Well, I take that back. A lot of the older neighborhoods, you see like every other house is turning over, but they started turning over in like the last 3 years.
Are you finding that a lot of the older homes, you're getting a younger buyer that's coming in that wants to renovate it, and you're seeing a lot bigger, like the bigger renovations taking place?
I'm seeing on houses like we're under contract in Little Silver with you. A lot, they're just getting bought by builders, all of them. They're
Wow.
Fairhaven, Little Silver, Rumson, anything in that condition, like, wood paneling, older kitchen, it's builders coming in. It's
Builders.
not families, because the families that are spending 1 million plus in this area could also spend 2 million and get a turnkey house.
Right. And that's what you're finding people want, right? Like a turnkey house.
Turnkey,
Turnkey,
turnkey.
yeah.
Even though the market's so hot, buyers are super discerning right now. So there are homes that are, say, they could have been renovated in the last 10, 15 years, but or I should say renovated, whatever, 10, 15 years ago.
That's dated now, right?
It's dated
It's
now.
dated, yeah.
Buyers will shy away from that, and they're happy. I mean, obviously, right? But they're happy to pay more for something that's totally turnkey, and they'll go to war over those houses. But the houses that like aren't exactly builder friendly, but aren't exactly like really nice, they're like in purgatory right now, unless they have a really good marketing price on them.
Right.
But they don't. I'm not seeing them sell at what a true market value would be, if that makes sense. They're kind of like the odd duck out.
Because it really needs a full renovation to meet today's standards, right?
Yep.
And it was only done 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
Yeah, but
Buyers might be wrapping their head around like, oh my God, am I going to renovate this whole house? Because,
right.
the price is still kind of up there compared to, close to what a new construction home would be,
Exactly.
but still needs all that work.
It still needs all the work.
Yeah.
So you can get a flip for a little bit more. You can get a
Yep.
new build for a lot of bit more. But it's the houses where flippers and builders won't buy them just because the numbers absolutely do not make sense.
Right.
So they're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing most of like the capes that are selling and the older homes, it's just builders buying them.
Yeah.
Not even flippers. It's straight up builders like popping the top off a cape and building up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, we're all in on it too.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get my new project that we're gonna put a whole addition on that house.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
We're designing it right now before we even close.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
When are we closing?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you that.
They told me to ask you.
I don't know.
Neither of us know what's going on.
I have no idea.
We should know.
I think it's any day now.
I think it's any day now.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, what do you think is the biggest misconception homeowners have selling to a builder?
In my opinion, I think maybe selling to a builder, they might think that they're leaving some money on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And in today's market in Monmouth County, I don't think that's true. Maybe in years past, maybe that was true. You're leaving a little bit, a little room for the builder to make some money too. But I don't think that's happening today. And if there was any advice I can give to a seller, usually the first or second offer that you get is going to be the best offer. And builders today are making the best offers, which has kind of flipped, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be totally opposite. Like it's interesting you say that. You were always better selling to an end user that was going to make the home their own. They were always willing to pay the most amount of money.
Yep.
The buyer profile has changed. But builders like yourself understand that, all right, if I pay top dollar for this now, I can renovate it and make it into something that a home buyer end user would want. So you guys are actually paying more money than a regular end user.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on that house, right? It's what kind of got us the deal.
Yeah.
Right, the last one. Because we know what we're going to do to it and what the end value is going to be. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's a little different than, But if I had to give any advice to somebody who was selling their house, a builder right now is probably going to give you the best offer.
Yeah. Clean deal. Very clean, purchasing terms, mostly waived inspections, except for.
Good point.
Yeah. Right.
Good.
What do we do? An underground oil tank sweep.
That's it.
Yeah. And we even you guys got the township certs for them, the fire cert. Like it's the easiest. You're getting the most money from the builder.
Cleanest deal.
You don't have to lift a finger.
Nope.
No inspections.
Nope.
Usually besides an oil tank sweep.
Yep.
And you're getting the township certs. So it's what's easier.
That's it. No home inspection. Then nobody's going to come in and pick your house apart, right?
Yeah.
And in the older houses, there's stuff to pick apart.
Yeah.
Right? Where we don't care. We're going to fix that anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's actually funny because you just jogged my memory. I have a house that I'm selling in River Plaza section of it's a Red Bank mailing address, part of Middletown.
An investment?
Well, yeah. So this is actually before I met you guys.
Cut the tape.
This really sweet woman that's my client reached out to me, and she's one of the people that have been here. Like her family's been here for 80 years, right? Like they're like hardcore locals when it was just a totally different place to live. And the taxes are crushing her. And she's like, we can't keep up with the house anymore. And like, that she loves the house and her family loves the house so much, but it's time to sell, right? And it's time to go. We had multiple offers on her house. The builder paid the most money for the house.
Yeah.
Same thing, no inspection. They were getting township certs.
Yep.
And even the price that builder paid for it, I was like, that doesn't make sense to me, but fine, whatever. He's the best buyer. But the people
So you thinking he paid a little much?
He paid, he paid more than anyone else was willing to pay.
Yeah.
And the other offers were end user buyers that were just going to have to, put their own money into it and get it up to speed. But yeah, to that effect, builders are still the top dog right now on offers.
Are you finding that buyers are looking for turnkey, 100% turnkey, more so than doing their own renovation?
Once you get to like the 1.5 mark, they don't want to have to start taking out kitchens and bathrooms and floors and everything else, unless like the husband's a contractor or the dad's a contractor. Those are the ones like, oh, don't worry, honey, we'll whip this place up in a few months. You'll be fine. You come stay with us.
Okay.
It's that, but the higher price point buyers are they're not going for it, and there's plenty of homes over 1.5 million, especially in on this side of Monmouth County and even on the west side of Monmouth County that need a lot of work, and they're just not they're not flying off the shelf. During COVID,
Yeah.
you could, have 2 sticks and a tarp and sell it and no one cared. But
Right. Right.
now the buyers are a lot more discerning.
Yeah.
If I told here's $5 million, you have to spend it in Monmouth County, where would you spend it?
That's a good question. Spring Lake.
Spring Lake.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So with the 5 million, what are you building? How expensive of a house?
Oof. I mean, it's hard to find something in Spring Lake now for 5 million, right?
Yeah.
But I would park it there, and if it was my house, I would just leave it there. You know, it's going to be worth more down the road. I mean, history tells us that, right? Spring Lake is one of those areas that's just never going to depreciate in value.
Right.
Never.
Can't make more beach towns.
Can't make more Spring Lakes. Yeah, certainly can't make more beach, but Spring Lake is one of those towns that, everybody wants to be in. It's small.
Yeah.
Taxes are, I mean, they're fair there,
Yeah.
right?
Cute downtown.
Yeah.
Clean, nice.
Beaches are great.
Yeah.
Township does such an amazing job taking care of it.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't want to be in Spring Lake? That's where
Yeah.
I would park $5 million
Okay.
for sure.
I like that. Spring Lake.
Yeah.
Betting on Spring Lake.
Yeah.
Who-
How about
yeah.
you?
It's a great question. You know what? I would probably buy a few houses in Middletown. Middletown has this astronomical gain in equity, and I don't think we're even near where it would go. So if we're talking about a long-term hold, I'm buying a couple of places around Middletown on the cheaper sides
Yep.
because the houses that are going for $850 now were $250,000 5 years ago. And it makes no sense, no rhyme or reason. But we have the ferry over there. All of Route 36 is getting like demolished. And once that's rebuilt and it's new and it's fresh, it takes you right into Atlantic Highlands. You can take it right down to Sandy Hook, right into Seabright. Like that's a really happening area. That's really, really, really slept on. I see it because I obsessively check the hot sheet and what's closing and what's pending in the area, as I'm sure you know.
I follow you. So yeah, you talk about Middletown quite a bit. That's
But
interesting.
it popped off. And with so many people leaving the city, with Netflix the new Netflix studio is 7 minutes from here. So it's 12 minutes from these parts of Middletown that I'm telling you about, 12, 15 minutes.
Yep.
People are just coming in there throwing money. So I think that's going to be like Little Silver wasn't always Little Silver, and Fairhaven wasn't always.
Right. It's a good point.
Yeah. So what's right next to us, close to the ferry, great city access, Middletown. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I would park 5 million separated.
Break it up.
There was one you just reminded me. I was doing a it was Bradley Beach. I was doing a comp for a seller.
That's another one.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We were looking at comps together. There was a house that closed at 2.1 million. And then we were just talking, and I'm like, oh, let's see what they bought it for because it looked like a flip. They bought it at sheriff's sale for less than $200,000
How long ago?
this year.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. We were both. I was.
Where were we
what?
at on that?
I know. I said to her, I was like, you want to go to a sheriff's sale? When's the
Yeah,
next one?
he's retiring. Guy's gonna retire. Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. That's the best deal I've seen. That's the best deal I've probably ever seen.
They still have the sheriff's sales?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Huh.
Yeah. Gotta see when the next one is.
Babe, we gotta make a note. We gotta go to the sheriff's sales.
Yeah. Yeah. So what separates you? There's a lot of builders obviously coming to town. What separates you from all of the other builders?
Man, I've been asked that before, and I don't know the other builders. I don't really watch the so-called competition. I just know with us, we go the extra mile with everything that we do. If the house deserves it, it gets it. And that's how I've always built. I don't want to be just another builder. I want to be a great builder. The entire company has that culture where we're constantly pushing that envelope. And it's hard to maintain, right? Doing it for 35 years, as long as, we have been doing it.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that, but that's one of the things I stick to. You have to build right. My business partner and I are doing a house on the water in Tom's River. It's an investment property. We bought this house that it was like half constructed. Weird situation. Bought it. One of the realtors I've done business with down there, he calls me up. He's like, I got this house, just came on the market. You got to come and see it. I went there on a Saturday. I called my partner. As soon as I left, I said, Bubba, you got to come and check this house out. Came the next day. On Sunday, we looked at the house, immediately put in an offer. We kind of went under contract right away. Came out of escrow. We just started, right? Took us a while to get like some engineering work that we needed done, some architectural work we needed done. And I'm going through the house and my guys are asking me, do you want us to do this? We don't kind of have to do it. And I said, yeah, we have to do it.
Yeah.
It's a $3 million house. It's got to be done right. And that's not why we do it, because it's a $3 million house. It's because we have to do it because it's right. So I just came across that today. And I'm teaching a new project manager right now. We hired a new project manager who's working with us, and I want to teach them. This is how we do it. So I don't know, does that differentiate us from other builders? I'm sure there's other great builders out there.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things you can always count on with us. We'll never cover anything up or do half. But
Half, you know what?
Yeah.
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 No, that's awesome. And I, because I'm in so many houses every month, I can tell, a good quality of work versus someone who's just like putting it together because they think someone's going to buy it.
A builder versus a flipper.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's actually really cool what you said. Like, you're not really worried about what everyone else is doing. You're worried about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to go about it, because real estate's the same, right? Like, realtors are always worried about who's doing this, who's doing that, who's talking about what. And then you see people kind of clustering together and all doing the same thing, and you lose your edge and your uniqueness and your customer service and who you truly are and what makes you special and why people do work with you.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge.
And at the end of the day, really, the people, the other realtors or the other builders, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant what they're doing.
Right.
You're
You're putting out a good product, and
you should focus 100% of your time. And I know we're veering off topic, but I've always believed that you should focus 100% of your energy, your effort, and your time on building your business and being great.
no, this is good stuff.
I don't know how you could spend any time worrying about or looking up what other people are doing. Who cares? Be the best. And then the rest of it.
Be the best version of yourself.
Be
Work
the
on
best.
it every day.
Be the best. The best company you could be, the best business that you could be. Focus 100% on that.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
Are you taking notes?
Yeah, we've been in business for 34 years. There's a reason for that,
Yeah.
And I have this quote, and I always say, nothing replaces the grind. It's great with the social media and the AI and Google and all that. I lived through all that. At the end of the day, nothing is going to replace the grind, the effort, the energy that you put in, teaching your people that work with you. Nothing replaces that.
Yeah.
It could be enhanced by all these other gadgets and tools and things that we have in our life today, but nothing's ever going to replace that. That's why I don't worry about robots or AI.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
I don't care.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you just dropped some good knowledge.
Cool.
That is good.
Thanks. You took me down that path. I had to take it.
We were kind of talking about it with Joe earlier too, like mindset. Like, mindset is really important. Like, be abundant, be in your mindset. Don't think people are against you. The government's not out to get you. Like, whatever you kind of decide is going to happen is what's going to happen. So if you decide to be the best and build the best business, then you're just going to be focused on doing just that.
100%. And especially if you put the effort behind it, it's bound to happen.
Yep.
Might take, it's taken a long time for us to get to where we're at. And, along the path, the 34-year path, there's been setbacks. You take a couple steps back to take a couple steps forward, but that's part of life. It's business.
Yeah.
You just got to stay focused. And
it's part of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Can't be afraid to fail. You got to fail forward.
Yeah. Fail forward. That's a t-shirt right there.
I'll get some t-shirts.
Don't put that out there. Let her make the t-shirt first.
Is there anything else you want to add?
I'm pretty good.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Where can the people find you?
So people could find us. So we have a awesome website. It was just redone by Wealth Media. The website is www.tackent.com. And you can find us. I have a handle. Is it called handle?
Yeah, an Instagram handle.
Yeah, I just aged myself. It's Tommy Tack, and then you could find us on TAKK Enterprises. I think on Instagram, social media, TikTok. I'm sure Joey's going to put some stuff at the bottom of this.
And he's always dropping some good contracting, building knowledge on Instagram. I saw that you've been really posting a lot there. It looks awesome.
Yes, we love to help. So if anybody out there is looking for a quality builder, we're here. We'd love to help.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you,
Good to see
Amanda.
you.
It's good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.